Where are you? Okay, it is 5:00 p.m. on Tuesday, August 26th, 2025. I'll call this regular town board meeting of the town of order. Take a roll call. Mike Anderson. Here. Amy Baxter.
Here.
Sue Brenna.
Here.
Samantha Dodson.
Here.
And glad we're here with our town administrator, our zoning administrator, our town clerk, and members of the public. Is there any public comment?
Yeah, I was wondering if this year's budget, you guys can work in somehow to get the sound system fixed with our recording system for the meetings. I mean, we invested a lot. I know Max has tried to do something, but I think we need to get somebody in here so when you're watching the meetings, you can hear everybody.
Yeah.
And the people in the audience, as you can see, I'm sitting in the front row to make sure people can possibly hear.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, wait till it turns green.
There you go.
Then we can.
Thank you, John. Any other public comment? Okay, moving on. Town administrators report. Any questions or comments for Max? Is there unanimous consent to place this report on file?
Yep.
Yes.
Moving on, Public Works, Road, Stock and Harper. We did receive a email or letter from a resident here pointing out the need, I guess, for signage in the no wake zone outside the marina, kind of extending in front of the houses there on Main Street. And Harbor Commission did discuss it. The conclusion was that that is probably still a town property and probably town board decision to make. But
Are you talking the break wall out front, the
Yeah.
farthest one? That's the town, after
Yeah.
25 years, the town owns it.
Yeah.
And I think the Army Corps owns, Cell on the end of the town dock.
anyhow, they've asked, and so I think, are you looking into that with?
Yeah, Pete there's no problem, he can do it.
Okay. So we are going to do something with that, and there will be signage out there.
We're talking about the one we own,
Yeah.
break wall, and on both ends.
Yes.
Everything inside the breakwater.
Yeah.
So we're not
Would be-
putting anything on the cell of the end of the town dock.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it was just on the break wall.
And the letters are big enough to read, so people know that,
We'll have to,
because isn't it, I think it's a harbor all the way down to the mouth of the marina.
It's anchored zone, but that breakwater, everything inside of that, and that's like a harbor, that's a no wake zone, you're supposed to be checked down inside that breakwater into the town dock area. I would assume it should run all the way to the marina.
Yeah.
Should we put like for so many 100 feet? Like on the sign with an arrow so that they know not to go wicked fast in front of Tony's Beach where there's kids swimming?
yeah, that would be, well, Max will work out something, right?
Breakwater to the marina.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah. Say that, yeah, right.
we'll just have pictures of you in your witch costume.
Right?
Okay. Thank you, Max, for taking care of that. We now moving on to emergency dredging permit for Nelson Construction. And we have a contract for that for a not to exceed $3,150. Arnie is here if anybody has any questions. There's a breakdown of the and permit costs on the back page, on the left page.
And that's just for like, so you have the permit, if you need it.
The DNR is fighting every dredging permit, they're fighting every dock permit. And they don't want to even give out riprap permits to protect your property. I've been working on this dredging permit for the town of LaPointe for over a year right now. Just the stuff going back and forth and back and forth. There's 3 different kinds of permits. There's the town of LaPointe Army Corps of Engineers area that they're in charge of. DNR has nothing to say about. I've got permission to dredge 4 areas in there that are building up. That the Ferry Lines thinks that there's a concern. So I've got permission to dredge the Army Corps area. I don't need the DNR permit for that. So there's an area to the east of the Army Corps area that the town of LaPointe dredged 10, 12 years ago. It's got emergency funding in, did a permit. Because it shoaled up out there, and then it shoals up where the Madeline turns around all the time. Between there and the beach club, there's a hump in there.
Yeah,
And with these bigger boats, if they're blowing hard and they drift down, they get into that area. You know, depends on who's driving too, but they do drift that way. So,
so this permit is for our side, not Bayfield side.
no, they're both. But this permit, because of the quantity I'm asking for, it's been dredged before and it falls inside their guidelines. The permit for Bayfield, the quantity we're requesting because of the bigger area for the boats to park is more of a quantity. And the fee schedule is gonna change. That one's gonna cost a little more money, and it's a different kind of permit. So they're 2 different permits. Hoping it'll be around that much money. They're requesting that we have a certified engineer stamp on all the drawings, on all the stuff now, so that costs a little bit more money to have them drawn up and stamped.
That's a DNR requirement now.
Yes, they don't like my handwriting. I just give my handwriting to the engineer and they make it stamp. So that's for the Point Harbor and the Bayfield Harbor. The Army Corps areas are taken care of. We can dredge that whenever the town sees fit.
Thank you, Arnie.
I think I need you to sign an agent letter so I can follow up and keep going with the permit application.
Yeah. Is there a motion to accept the proposal for the contract for services with Nelson Construction?
I'll make a motion to approve the dredging permit as presented.
Oh, second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Arnie.
Thank you very much.
And I'm signing this contract, but I'm guessing there's more to sign than just,
There should be an agent letter.
Thank you, Mike.
If you don't have it, Kathy, send you one.
okay,
Oh, yes, I can to sign it.
Yeah, I can sign the permit after you sign the agent.
okay.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
thank you. Okay, moving on, Murph, purchase order for the 2025 Town of LaPointe Clean Sweep.
I will make a motion to approve the payment to is it Veolia?
Yeah.
Veolia for $15,807.07.
Second.
And
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have committee minutes. Does anybody have any questions on any of the committee minutes? I will note that the Affordable Housing Committee had a meeting that was not noticed properly. And I believe that it was very much inadvertent, but it happened. In any case, there were no actions taken. And everyone, I believe on the committee has been notified that in the future, that should not happen.
You mean no actions in the committee meeting?
Correct.
Okay.
But shouldn't happen. Any other comments on any of the committee meeting minutes?
I have a question on what you just were talking about with the
Okay.
affordable housing.
Mhm.
They weren't supposed to have the meeting, but are they going to have another meeting soon that's similar to the meeting that they had, or we don't know?
I don't know. I mean, basically what happened was the chair of the committee didn't believe that there was anything really that they needed to talk about and decided to cancel the meeting without telling anybody else on the committee that the meeting was being canceled. And thus, except for the chair, pretty much everyone else showed up to the meeting and they figured, well, we still have a quorum, so we can meet. But the fact was that there was never a agenda posted, a notice of that meeting. And so fortunately, they didn't take any action. They're aware of the issue and they've assured us that they're not going to do that again.
I can speak to Sue's question too. I'm on the committee.
Mhm.
We do have one scheduled for the second week of September on the 11th. And I think the idea is to have the same agenda and just repeat it
Thanks,
going
Sam.
forward.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions on committee minutes? Unanimous consent to place those on file?
Yeah.
So we've got some appointments. We have a library board appointment of Monique Darton to a term ending August 30th of 2028. We do these all together, Al. We've got appointing Tom Cromroy and Zach Montaigne to the Energy Committee for terms ending August 23rd, 2028. Jim Peters' appointment to the Affordable Housing Committee for a term ending August 31st, 2027. And Ellen Trolsch, appointment to the Winter Transportation Committee for a term ending September 9th, 2028.
I'll make a motion, we approve the above listed appointments.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, budget summary report. Any questions or comments on that? I did have one question, Max, and I know Lizzie's not here, and maybe Evan knows or maybe not. Because you're not probably parks is the question. The miscellaneous expenses in July for $18,914.84. That puts us, significantly over budget on that amount. And so I'm just wondering what that is. And maybe might it be something that should have been coded to being capital expense? Do you know if you're top of your head?
Pete has told me this year has been a significant increase in trash. They're on weekend, they have to go twice a day, pick up trash. That's the one thing I've heard. So I would assume there's some kind of cost associated with supplies for that and usage of the bathrooms and the showers.
Okay.
The pickleball tennis court project went under that line.
Okay, that explains it. Then that's that exact amount, just about. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments on the budget report and the finance work group's going to meet, I believe, Friday morning to talk about cash flow needs. Okay, is there an motion to approve the budget summary report?
Make a motion to approve the budget summary report.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have the Culligan water treatment for Town Hall. And that is a combination, it looks like, of a one-time charge and then a monthly rental and lease agreement.
So I got a discussion.
Yep. Okay, is there a motion?
Motion first.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve the Culligan treatment contract
Second.
with discussion.
Okay, discussion, Mike?
So when they put that system in, they're gonna be set at a regeneration. So it'll probably be 3 a.m. to make sure nobody's flushing the toilet or running water. So who's gonna be responsible after that to set that to test it out, to see that if it's set at 300 gallons, to regenerate at 300 gallons or 400 gallons or whatever, 200 gallons, I don't know.
I don't know. Ray would be the guy that would have to figure that out with Covenant.
Well, that's one question, is who's gonna be responsible to set that regeneration time? And then, do you wanna set it so it's at the cops aren't in there at 1 a.m. or set it at like 3 a.m. or something, so nobody's flushing a toilet or when it regenerates. That's about it.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Any other comments, questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries. Next, we have RFP for liquid propane.
Make a motion to approve the request for bids for liquid propane.
Just put it on in bids, right? I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on, budget policy discussion. You want to?
This was Mike's suggestion. He wanted to talk about what happens if the department head doesn't show up for their appointed night, right?
Right.
So I guess what are the consequences, or how are you?
Well, it's just, I think we should make it clear to everyone that in the past, we've just set the budget at what it was last year. So in other words, if you're doing the MRF budget, and if you want a certain thing and you don't show up you're not getting it.
Right, but we don't have clean sweep next year, so
Well,
let's take that off. If we're gonna leave his budget the same.
Well,
Leave
anyway.
it minus clean sweep though.
I'm just saying, for the rest of us, be held, we all sit here and wait and switch around and stuff like that, switch with other people. It's happened in the past. And if people don't show up,
They're
we just
gonna
move
just
on.
have to take what
Yeah.
you think that they need.
Right, not last year's, but what
Not
we
last
think
year's.
they need,
Right.
because
Well,
there might have been big projects that we take out
yeah.
that line item out.
Right.
In other words, let us make the decision.
If you don't show up, that's
Yeah.
what happens,
Yeah.
yeah.
And any other comment on that, Mike?
I just wanted to make it clear to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
not picking on any one department, just make it clear to everyone. So in other words, it's important to come here and show up and present a budget.
Thank you. Along that line, I would like to also add that we are starting a bit earlier this year on the budget. I think everyone on the board has been through at least one budget already.
Yeah.
And I think it would be very helpful. We know generally what Max is going to be asking the departments to respond to, things, capital equipment that they need and other kinds of things. But I think it would be really helpful if board members have specific questions about a particular, not even a line item. So questions that you have about the operation of a department that you'd like to know the answer to. And maybe if we have a little bit more time, like we do this year, we can get answers before we actually even get to the meeting to discuss their budgets. I not to pick on any department, but, one thing that I would wonder that probably isn't going to be in like their normal request is, say, the library, and how are their hours compared, their total hours open compared to, last year, whatever. I mean, just questions like, bigger macro questions. Why aren't we doing this, or should we be doing this instead? And if we can get those, Max, do you have a time frame if we get them to you like within a week?
That's right.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Will that work? And so just send your questions direct to Max and he and I will talk about them and see if they are going to be unduly difficult to research by the time we need to have an answer. But we'll try and get answers. So any other thoughts on budget policy?
I want to piggyback a little bit on what Mike said. Talking about making sure that they're here in person or have a qualified, because we wouldn't want somebody to be ill or something and not be able to, or have a qualified person
Sure.
representing the department.
Yeah, I think we can work with that. Okay, anything else? Right, moving on. We have a commercial lease that has been recommended to us by the Harbor Commission for dockside gifts to rent that property until October of 2027. Was there a motion to approve that lease?
And it falls in line with the other leases that for properties that we've done.
Mhm.
I'll
make a motion to approve the lease between the town of the Harbor Commission and David Johnson and Mike Rasmus.
second that.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, letter of support for Ashland County LAT grant for County H. Max has drafted a proposed letter. If anyone has any comments, otherwise, we'll entertain a motion to approve sending this letter to the granting agency.
I think the letter is great. One thing, I don't know how you'd word it, and you don't have to change it, but like the marathons, you bring up the fact of the 2 marathons, that's the whole Chequamegon area. It's not just Madeline Island. I mean, it affects the whole Chequamegon area, Chequamegon Bay area, not just Madeline Island. So I don't know, it's worth changing, trying to put that in there. That's the only thing I know.
Any other comments? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the letter to FLAT grant.
I'll second.
And seconded, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we've got the annual ESD sprinkler inspection, which is gone from $700 per annual inspection to $1,600 in 1 year.
Do we know why?
I'll make a motion to approve it, fight the fire line in the amount of $1,600 for a 3-year lease,
And that's per annual inspection.
annual inspection for 3 years.
I'll second with discussion.
Yep. So I asked about this and I started with town hall staff and I think they sent a thing to Max. And then Pete answered, Pete called him twice. And his reply to me was that the inspector now comes from, it's 6.4 hours he has to drive and he gets paid. And, so
There's no inspectors closer.
that's the closest inspector. And so that's why, and it's a lot cheaper than, the place burning down, not having the sprinklers fixed, but
How do you get certified to be an inspector?
I don't know. So I asked that question too.
Like, take the class.
But Pete did call him twice and that was their answer.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'd like to pay someone on our fire department to do it. If they would like to go to school for that, I think that we should pay for them to get that certification.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Thank you, Amy. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have a request from Northwoods Paving to extend their use of the airport property for the storage of their equipment out there this is the same price for square foot as we used last year. So $1,912.50 for 1 year. Is there a motion to approve this contract renewal?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract renewal for Northwest Paving with discussion.
Second.
Does anybody know, like, is this gonna be their last year of having their equipment out there?
Yeah, they came here and they said that there is a project in the state park and they're gonna bid on it. And I think if they don't get it, that they'll clear this off, but they know that this was it, the lease was ending, so they wanted to renew this, but this is probably it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Next, vouchers.
I will make a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $54,737.22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Alternative claims.
I will make a motion to approve the alternative claims in the amount of $274,901.48.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report with an account balance of $278,103.94.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have minutes from the August 12th, 2025 regular town board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular town board meeting minutes from August 12th, 2025.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Next, could we move item 10? Could we get a motion to move item 10 to after lawsuits and legal?
I'll make a motion, we move item 10 to after lawsuits and legal issues.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, public comment B. John?
First off, I'd like to thank the chair for mentioning the open meetings law about the affordable housing. And then since we have 4 new committee members starting, I think there should be something about the open meetings law that they should read so they understand. And also with that affordable housing committee meeting, I did watch it. The guest speaker sat up here in the front. You could not hear her.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Okay.
another boost to.
You've made your point. Thank you. Any other public comment, Paul?
Kind of to a segue on what John said, I know the Wisconsin Towns Association always had a handbook on what board members should know. Not just town board, but anything from zoning, they even had an ad hoc committee on what constitutes a quorum, what has to be posted, how often it has to be posted. A good idea is having affidavit of publishing, all that stuff. Maybe you can just make it available to all committee members so they can review it.
Thank you, Paul. And I think that's a great idea. Both of those are great ideas. And so I think maybe when people get that letter from Dorjean congratulating them on being appointed, maybe we could include either those materials or at least in her letter have links to those resources so that people are aware that these are important things for them to know. Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? I had meant to thank our Polka volunteers and donors. I hear it was a wonderful success and Amy got dunked like 15 times.
Mhm.
So only exceeded by the number of times that Cal got dunked. And also we have received a letter of commendation from an island resident commending both Tom, Police Sergeant Tom, and also Sarah Schramm for their dedication and work. So thank you both. And thank you to the person who wrote. Okay, moving on, liquor licenses. No? Okay. Lawsuits and legal,
Nothing new. I haven't heard anything.
and they have
Or the numbers.
yeah, the tax appeals commission. Do we know, like, they had 90 days plus another 90?
That's probably. Yeah.
Okay, so it's got to be coming up soon.
We've been saying that for 3 years.
No. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so Emergency Services Police Department. The town may go into closed session during the meeting for the purpose of considering strategy for crime detection or prevention in which it is or is likely to become involved in accordance with Wisconsin statute 19.851D. After the completion of the closed session, the board will come back into open session to act upon the discussion in the closed session or otherwise complete the business of the meeting before adjourning. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I'll make a motion, we go into closed session.
Second.
Moved into any discussion? Okay, this is a roll call. Mike Anderson,
Yes.
Amy Baxter.
Yeah.
Susan Brenna,
Yes.
Samantha Dobson, Glenn Carlson. Second,
Second.
moved and seconded to go out of closed session. Is all in favor of going out of closed session, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is new agenda items for future meetings. I do have one, Alex. And that is to consider the possible negotiation and purchase of property for public use. And so that will be a closed session item.
say that again.
The consider possible negotiation and purchase of property for public use. So we will discuss that in closed session. Any other agenda items for future meetings? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and there's no discussion.